streets of Tehran as protests intensify across Iran. Protesters now burning cars and government buildings in the capital city while the regime looks to clamp down.
Yeah, the Ayatollah addressing the protest this morning, hours after he cut off internet access. He says he's refusing to back down, accusing President Trump of sabotaging him, telling President Trump, focus on your own country.
Former Navy captain and Pentagon official Brent Sadler joins us now, and thank you so much for doing just that. The Ayatollah has shut down the internet there. He's calling these protesters terrorists, and apparently he has this exit strategy if these protests continue to Russia. You know, there have been rounds of protests to take place in Iran before that haven't amounted to anything. But do you view what's happening now as different and something that could actually lead to change?
Yes, the longer this has been going on and the more widespread, I mean, every corner of the country now has had major and sustained protests in every major city across the country. For the longest time, the one that seemed quiet was up to the northwest. That also has protests rolling through, and several cities apparently have even been taken over by protesters as the Iranian authorities have vacated out of the area. So those are significant events. But still, the regime has a knack of snapping back and certainly using a lot of violence in order to regain its control. So the longer this goes, the more likely this regime is about to reach a breaking point. So we're not that far into this. When the Shah fell from power, it was after about a year of this type of activity.
Here's what the president said with Sean last night about what he thinks he wants to see when it comes to Iran. Listen.
You believe that Iran, you think the country is on the verge of collapsing?
Well, it could be. I mean, what they've done is in the past, they've started shooting the hell out of people. And all of a sudden, people without any weapons whatsoever are standing there and you have machine guns gunning them down. Or they take them to prisons and then hang them and kill them. So they played rough. And I said, if they do that, we're going to hit them very hard. Well, we're going to hit them hard. We're ready to do it. If they do that, we're going to hit them hard.
Brent, should we have a role in Iran if the regime ultimately does collapse? And if so, what should that role be?
It's going to be some dangerous times, man. And I'm going to just wait 1 minute. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, a lot has changed now and very different from the historical record from the 1979 revolution that brought in the theocratic dictatorship that the Iranian people are suffering under for far too long. I mean, first and foremost, it's the Iranian people's responsibility to change their government. The United States clearly has an interest in that, and I think President Trump will act if U.S. interests have both an opportunity for the better as well as to safeguard any threats from the regime. Again, the regime is making threats against the United States, and that may be a pretext for U.S. action if they want to try, if it becomes clear that the regime is actually going to try and make good on those threats. But to kind of go back to the core issue here, it's the Iranian people that I think are fed up. And I think what's also different is the economy is in free fall. The regime has been discredited because of defeat after defeat after defeat in the last year and its war through its proxies against Israel and also with the severe strikes against its nuclear weapons enterprise by the United States. It's pretty clear confidence in this regime is very low on all fronts. And perhaps this might be the match that will light a fire that will finally get rid of this regime.
And speaking of the economy, there are reports that China could buy Iranian crude to make up for lost Venezuelan supply that is obviously no longer guaranteed. Could an unintended consequence of U.S. intervention in Venezuela?
Because Donald Trump took that. Donald Trump was not playing, man. He took everything.
Be bringing these two adversaries of ours, China and Iran, closer together?
Oh, I think they are already fairly close. Iran relies on the Chinese so much so that they give the Chinese a pretty hefty discount on the oil that they sell to China. And they are the largest exporter to China of petroleum, of crude oil. So the Chinese are also benefiting from this relationship. And it probably also goes into military equipment as well. And they clearly, through BRICS organization, also coordinate on the diplomatic stage as well. So I'd say it's not a change. If anything else, the greater dependence on Iran for oil by Beijing makes it much more, I guess, less resilient of an energy market for the Chinese and makes them more vulnerable. So overall, it gives the United States even more leverage.
Very good news for us.
Interesting point. Former Navy captain, Pentagon.
Which means who's in power in this entire situation? The United States. My point, an example. The United States is in this whole entire analyzation. It's in charge of everything. Iran is falling. China is struggling. Who's in power? The United States. Who like, yo, just a couple of days ago, we just kidnapped Venezuela president and took their oil. Like, bro, Donald Trump is straight up a thug, bro. I don't care what nobody say. This man is a thug, bro. You can't tell me no otherwise, bro. This man is literally kidnapping people. Full-blown presidents, bro. Stealing people boats of oil. And saying, no, we taking this. This our stuff. We gonna run that country over there. It's literally preparing and ready to hit Iran. Like, come on now, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. It's some wicked times that's coming, but man, regime changes. The government over there in Iran is literally paying every citizen $7 a month. I don't even know how they can survive off $7. My tissue in America is literally cost $7 to wipe. You know what? So tell me, how can anybody survive off $7? I don't know, man. Hey, if y'all like this video, please don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section. I'm willing to like understand y'all point of view as well. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.